Welcome friends. We are going to question number 21. This is a direct question from Human Physiology chapter 11th NCERT, and the question is given about this question from human respiration. Okay, the tidal volume and expiratory reserve volume, that is TV and ERV, of an athlete is 500 ml and 1000 ml respectively. What will be the expiratory capacity if the residual volume is 1200 ml? And four options are 1500 ml, 1700 ml, 2200 ml and 2700 ml. So to solve this question we have to know some data, and if you read this chapter clearly it is given. Okay, so first we have to know what is respiratory volumes and capacities. Tidal volume, that is the volume of air inspired or expired during a normal respiration, which is approximately 500 ml. This is tidal volume. Okay, during a normal respiration. So what is inspiratory reserve volume, IRV? It is the additional volume of air a person can inspire by a forcible inspiration, which is average 2500 to 3000 ml. And expiratory reserve volume, ERV, that is the same additional volume of air a person can expire. Okay, the main difference is in between IRV and ERV is both of are forcibly, but IRV for a person can inspire and for ERV a person can expire. So it is very less than the IRV values, that is 1000 ml to 1100 ml. So what is residual volume, RV? Volume of air remaining in the lungs even after a forcible expiration. So RV must be there whether it is a normal or forcible expiration. That is about 1100 to 1200. So now come to the question which is asked, that is based on the capacity, inspiratory capacity, IC. This is the total volume of air that a can person inspire after a normal expiration. Okay, so after a normal expiration, when a person is inspired, that is called inspiratory capacity or IC, which includes tidal volume plus IRV, inspiratory reserve volume. So students or friends, never be confused between these terms. And what is expiratory capacity? That is the total volume of air a person can expire after a normal inspiration, that is TB plus ERV. Okay, so functional residual volume, FRC, that is the volume of air that will remain in the lungs after a normal expiration, which includes ERV, that is expiratory reserve volume, plus reserve volume, that is residual volume, that is RV. Okay, so our question is asked to calculate the expiratory capacity. So what we learned? For calculation of expiratory capacity EC, we have to first add TB plus ERV, and both of the values are also given to us. TB is around 500 ml and ERV is around 1000 ml. So we just have to add the both. Then expiratory capacity will be 500 plus 1000, that is 1500 ml. Easy question and direct question from NCERT. Come to question number 22nd. Following statement describe the characteristic of an enzyme restriction endonuclease. Identify the incorrect statement. So students, first we have to discuss that what is restriction enzymes. These enzymes found in case of prokaryotic cells or lower organisms that restrict some infection or restrict the foreign pathogen by secreting some chemicals. That is called restriction enzyme. It is again of two types: restriction endonuclease and restriction exonuclease. So it is, the question is asking about restriction endonuclease. So what is the basic difference in between them? So for restriction exonuclease, these enzymes can cut a DNA from either 5' or 3' end, but the restriction endonuclease is such an enzyme which can cut the DNA or which can break the biphosphate backbone or phosphodiester bond from the backbone at specific side through the DNA, not from the any side. Okay, so the option 1 is the enzyme cuts the DNA molecule at identified position within the DNA. The enzyme binds DNA at specific sites and cuts only one of the two strands. The enzyme cuts the sugar phosphate backbone at specific site on each strand. The enzyme recognizes a specific palindromic nucleotide sequence in the DNA. So the question is asking which is incorrect. Okay, so answer 2, that is option 2, will be incorrect, because these restriction enzymes cut DNA molecules at particular point by recognizing a specific sequence, which is called a palindromic sequence. Each restriction endonuclease functions by inspecting the length of a DNA sequence. Once it finds a specific recognition sequence, it will bind to the DNA and cut each of the two strands of a double helix at specific points in their sugar phosphate backbone. Okay, so here we are going to the description. Yes, activity of a nuclease is again of two types, exo and endo. Now look to the diagram. The left hand side is given about endonuclease, which is cutting the DNA from the within the DNA from through the DNA, and come to the exonuclease, which is cutting the DNA from either ends. Okay, that is the basic difference between the endonuclease and exonuclease. And also we will look to an example, that action of restriction enzyme. Okay, here both of the vector DNA, and this is the this diagram is selected from the NCERT. Come to this, the left hand side, red DNA is the vector DNA and black DNA is the foreign DNA. So this is the EcoR1 restriction endonuclease is given to this both of the strands, and just mark that within the strands it is cutting at GAA-TTC, that is the specific sequence. So these restriction endonuclease can recognize their palindromic sequences, but it is cutting both the strands. That is the question. Okay, so again DNA fragments is joined. So another example, come to the exonuclease. Exonuclease function again of 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, and another is 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. But it can cut at any side, at both the sides of the DNA, but not from within the DNA. So this is easy question. So which option will be incorrect? Option 2 is incorrect for the restriction endonucleases. Okay. Now come to question number 23. Drug called heroin is synthesized by, this is again direct question from the alcohol and drug abuse chapter 12th NCERT. Methylation of morphine. Option 2 acetylation of morphine. Option 3 glycosylation of morphine. Option 4 is nitration of morphine. So these are different addition of these groups to the morphine molecule. Okay, so heroin is commonly called SMAC, and it is chemically diacetyl morphine. Direct sentence we can also find in NCERT. This is direct question. So this is formed by, this diacetyl morphine is formed by acetylation of morphine. Okay, so heroin is formed or synthesized by the acetylation of morphine. So again there are more drugs like opioids. These drugs binds to opioid receptors in our CNS or central nervous system and GI tract. Heroin is commonly called SMAC. Chemically it is diacetyl morphine, which is a white odorless bitter crystalline compound. Heroin is obtained by acetylation of morphine, and students have to remember about the plant, that is Papaver somniferum. You can ask also question, or NEET can also ask the question from this name of these plants. Okay, then cannabinoid, these are group of chemicals which interact with cannabinoid receptors, and the plant is called Cannabis sativa. Marijuana, charas, hashish, these are different chemical molecules of this cannabinoid family. Then cocaine, the cocoa plant, the coca alkaloid is a cocaine is obtained from the cocoa plant, that is Erythroxylum coca. Okay, so which is act as the inhibitor of dopamine or a neurotransmitter. So we have to remember opioid is synthesized from Papaver somniferum. Cannabinoids are synthesized from Cannabis sativa, and cocaine is from Erythroxylum coca, that is the coca plant. Okay, this is again direct question from NCERT. Next come to question number 24. Select the hormone releasing IUD or intrauterine device. So we have to select those options that is secreting the hormones and always and also acting as the IUD. So first option is Volts and LNG20. Second option is Multilode 375 and Progesterate. Option 3 is Progesterate and LNG20. Option 4 is Lipose Loop and Multilode 375. This is the direct question from Human Reproductive Health. Again direct from NCERT. Solution: Progesterate and LNG20 are hormone releasing IUD. That means they are releasing some hormone that will act as either foeticide or spermicide. So most of the times it is act as spermicide. This higher level of progesterone that can block the implantation or that can block the pregnancy. Okay, which make the uterus unsuitable for the implantation and the cervix for the hostile to sperms. So answer 3, that is Progesterate and LNG20 are hormone releasing IUD. So here is the explanation. Hormone releasing IUD, that is Progesterate, most commonly used T-shaped device filled with 38 mg of progesterone, releasing rate about 65 microgram per day, effective for 1 year. Then LNG20, which is another hormone releasing IUD that releases 20 microgram of levonorgestrel, effective for 5 years. So come to question number 25. Which of the following is true for golden rice? Again direct question from application of biotechnology in food or in processing of different crops. Okay, So golden rice. So what are different options? It is a vitamin A rich with a gene from daffodil. It is pest resistant with a gene from Bacillus thuringiensis. It is drought tolerant, developed using agrobacterium vector. It has yellow grains because its genes is introduced from primitive variety of rice. So which option will be true? Option 1 will be true. Direct question. Golden rice is vitamin A rich enriched rice with a gene from daffodil, and it is rich with beta carotene which is more responsible for vitamin A synthesis and protein producing these transgenic plants. And besides that, this is the direct fact about golden rice. So the option 2 is given, it is pest resistant, and that is a gene from Bacillus thuringiensis. So this is about BT cotton or BT crops. This option is given about BT crops. Then a drought tolerant like agrobacterium vector. So agrobacterium tumefaciens, which act as a universal vector for synthesis or for transfer of different desired or required genes to different kinds of plants. It can easily enter to the plant and the development for the, or can enhance the synthesis for the desired gene. Okay, so again, besides that, there are protein producing transgenic plants synthesized enkephalin, which act as neuropeptide. Then removal of Pseudomonas syringae from the crops below the sub-zero temperature can helpful for the survival, because the Pseudomonas syringae, this bacterium are helpful for the ice nucleation. If ice nucleation will takes place, then plant will go to cold resistant, a fan will cold stress. To avoid that cold stress, to avoid the stiffing of the plant material, the Pseudomonas syringe has to be removed. Okay, this is again the direct question from NCERT, that chapter application of biotechnology in crops.